What if I told you more action doesn't necessarily mean more result? You're not necessarily burnt out, you're just tired from chasing a strategy that doesn't work. You don't need more hours in the day, you need clarity and you need a plan. Well, today in this video, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to work smarter rather than harder. We're in a generation where we think that working hard and grinding all the time is going to be equal to the results that we get. Yet this is simply not true. You just have to be smarter in the way you work. You need to be more focused and disciplined with your time, and the results will show. So currently we think that in this day and age, the relationship between working harder and the results you get is linear, right? If you work for 10 hours, you're going to get double what you get for 5 hours. But that's not really true. If you think about the curve, it kind of tapers off in terms of the more work you do, what you get out of it, it tapers off towards the end, right? And if you're not careful about it, it can dip into burnout. There's actually a difference between doing a lot and getting stuff done. Like, anyone can say that they've worked for 10 hours in the day. The typical example is when I used to be in the library at university, you know, people used to go to the library in the day and say, yeah, I was in the library all day. But when you actually sit down and look at what they're doing, they're on the phone or they're chatting with mates. You could say you were in the library for 10 hours a day, but how much of it was focused work? Someone could be working for 2 hours, 1 hour, but make more progress towards their goals than someone with a lack of a clear plan working for a longer period of time. So for me, I think the time and effort that you put in before the work is probably more important than the actual work itself, right? Because if you sit down to do something, you need like a strict plan to follow. Okay, if you don't know what you're going to be doing that day, or if you don't know what's next to do in terms of growing your business or working towards a goal, you're going to be open-ended. You're not going to know which direction to walk in. But actually, if we plan this out beforehand and we figure out maybe limiting beliefs or barriers or bottlenecks of our work and get really pinpoint down into the issues with that and how we can resolve it, then that's where we're gonna see progress and growth, right? When we don't plan, you're gonna be figuring it out as you go, right? You're gonna be storing it all in your head, thinking about, right, I've done this, now I need to do this. Oh, but then you forget about that thing that you should have done beforehand, and now you have to go back on yourself. It gets too messy. What we want to do is we want to write it down, get it out of your head onto paper. Have an organized plan, whether it's paper, whether it's a Notion template. We just want something to follow, something to take the weight off our shoulders, to think about, right, actually, what do I have to do today? It's like, no, you go and just flick through the notebook or look on a template online. Say, at the end of this period of time that I've worked, I would be happy if XYZ has been done, right? And from that point, then we can break it down into even smaller parts, and then we can allocate that to certain time periods of the work that we're doing. So for me, I like to use Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. It's a great way to have balance and not feel too stuck at a desk. You still have opportunities to break and stretch your legs. But if you get to a point where actually now instead you can plan what you're doing per Pomodoro technique, you're going to see massive increases in productivity. Because one, not only are you allocating time to a specific thing that needs to get done, you're going to be focusing on that one period of time. Let's say you can call it an hour if you want to chunk it into hours, or Pomodoro, whatever you want to do. You'll say, now you're going to be focused on achieving that one thing in that block, and you're going to be working harder because you have an end goal. Right, by the end of this, I said I'm going to do it, so we're going to get it done. And two, not only that, what I like with Pomodoro is you're not stuck doing work in your own head all the time. You get breaks, relax, and then go back to work. Reset, refocus, and then go back to it. You can't move well if you don't know what direction you're going in. So thinking about it more long term as well, let's say your project, task, business, whatever, has 100 things that need to get done, right? Very vague, I know, but let's say it's 100 things. A lot of us will think that, right, getting those 100 things done as quickly as possible means that I'll be successful. That is just so not true. Can it work? Absolutely. Is it sustainable? Probably not. If we were to look at those 100 tasks and split it up, you could do 20 a day for 5 days, or you could do 5 for 20 days. It depends how much balance you want in your life. What else could you do in that time to maybe help alleviate the potential stresses of doing that task? Maybe it's exercise, maybe it's spending time with friends and family that help recharge your batteries for the next day, where you can complete the next 5 tasks. Fair enough, if you can tell me that you can get all 100 tasks done, focused work, within the next week, sure, absolutely. But the reason for this video is that we think that just this idea of working hard, grind mode all the time, you're just gonna wear yourself down massively. Just be clearer with what you're trying to achieve. Simple as. Be clearer with what you're trying to achieve, allocate it to certain time slots, and just do it in that time slot. And then go and enjoy your life. Go enjoy the other things which help you put yourself in a better state of mind for when you come back to it. And you don't have to be like, oh my god, I sat here for 10 hours yesterday doing this and now I have to do it again tomorrow. Like, grinding isn't the only way. Is it a potential way? Yes, absolutely. Has it worked before with people? Yes. If you look at people like Alex Hormozy, for example, he says the work-life balance in your early ages is rubbish, nonsense, and he says that he's got everything from just pure grind. Fine. Has it worked for him? Yes, absolutely. He's a multi-millionaire. But was that work that he did focused, or was it do a little bit of work, a little bit of scroll on TikTok, a little bit of watching some YouTube videos? Well, no, it wasn't. So is working for long periods of time acceptable? Yeah, of course it is. You just got to be focused and disciplined. Another example is David Goggins, you know, a 1 in a million type of mentality, and that's what's worked for him. You know, he's got where he is now by absolutely grinding his arse off. And does that mentality work? Sure, because it's worked for him. But does it necessarily mean that it's going to work for you in your life? You know, I think it's easy to wake up, whack on a little motivational montage of Goggins and all these people talking, and does it get you motivated? Oh yeah, of course it does. If you want to go do a killer leg day, go put some of that on. But the thing is, once you're done with it, it crashes you out. You are absolutely crashed out. And if you have nothing to fall back on, you're going to be climbing your way back up to get to those levels where you were before. And that just isn't sustainable. That's what we're trying to resolve here. We want something to where we can have those levels of intensity, hard work, grit, but then we want to be able to take our foot off the gas, enjoy life, get peace, get downtime, recharge, get ourselves in the right state of mind, physically, mentally, emotionally, to come back to. It's smarter working, it's more well-rounded working, more sustainable working. You know, the goal isn't to become a robot where we just work. We want to be consistent, we want to be clear. But to kind of summarize with this, I'm not anti-work. I want to get that across. Hard work is always going to be needed. I'm just more in favor of aligning stuff beforehand so that it can just be crossed out all in one, and then you can go do what you enjoy in life and be happy. Like, I'm a big fan of planning and organising a task beforehand to help speed things up whilst you're actually doing it. So what I'm just trying to get at is just show up fully to obviously what you do. Stop being distracted. Maybe it's putting your phone away. Do not disturb. Set time for work and set time for relaxing. As I mentioned before, Pomodoro is a great way of getting both in. You know, work with focus, log off with peace. Anyway, that's my talk for this video. Let me know what you think, because there's so many different opinions about this stuff online at the moment. As I said, I've mentioned the names before. You've got people who have been successful, and they've got that by working their arses off, grind. But there are probably also a lot of people out there who have worked smarter and haven't done that and still got what they want. So the question you want to ask is, what works? What works? If it's happened for both people, what's best for you? Would you want to sacrifice what you need to if you're pure grind mode every day? Is that worth it to you? If it is, fine, go for it. Or are you someone who respects the other things in life? So let me know. Not saying anyone is right or anyone is wrong. I just want to bring a more peaceful, focused approach to learning, working, and growing our businesses or side hustles or whatever it is that we're doing. I want us to all become successful in the right way and look back and have no regrets on anything or have to miss out on certain things that we've done. We want a well-rounded approach to everything. So maybe next time that you're working, be really specific with what you want to achieve in that time period. Whatever it is, be so clear, and then put your full focus towards getting it done. I'm curious to see. It may change your results for the better or for the worse. Got to do what's best for you. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think, your opinions, if you agree, disagree. I'd love to hear and I'd love to discuss, because it's great to see how other people determine what hard work and success looks like and how it's supposed to look along the way to the end goal. So thanks for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.